Sorry about that, guys. At some point, I'm going to learn how to splice these things and cut it and all that. But anyway, I'll get to it, okay? But anyway, where I was going with that is I had got my hands on a King James version of the Bible because I wanted to compare the Bibles to prepare me, to be out in service. And I remember this sister, she looked at me, she says, "Why do you have that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She says, "You have the King James version. It's demonized. The King James version is demonized." Yeah, and I actually got rid of that Bible because this sister, elder sister, told me that it was demonic. I didn't question it. Okay, whatever. And I think it's quite funny is that Johannes Grieber, actually I looked it up since I had a break in the thing there, but Google is a wonderful thing. All I did was said Johannes Grieber and Jehovah's Witnesses, and the information popped up that he was the translator for the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures that was released in, I say 1961. And it gives a brief description or history of his credits and all the different books he's published and whatever. And it shows that he was into Spiritism, and so was his wife into Spiritism, as well as that he was a Catholic priest. And the governing body knew this before they had him translate the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. Look it up. That's all I can say is look it up. But anyway, getting back to growing up in this Jehovah's Witness faith and all the many taboos, and you can't do this and you can't do that because the demon's going to get you, and Jehovah's Spirit is not there, all kinds of things. So again, I never thought that I would get into, dealing with essential oils and learning about crystals and stones and saging. I know that Native Americans do the saging where they burn this stuff here. And I was always taught that they're poofing away the evil spirits or something like that. But and it could be, but also there is a medicinal benefit, because the sage actually cleanses the air. Literally, it's the antimicrobial. So what I'm saying is everything that we may have been taught, guys, could have just been, again, old wives' tales or taboos or out of fear, or perhaps there's some information there that somebody didn't want us to know. And the more research that I do, guys, and I know everybody, not everybody, but lots of people will say, you're going down the rabbit hole and, you're filling your head with teachings of demons. And who said that, though, in the Bible? Who said not to go listen to anybody else? Who said that? Which God said that? Which God said that? It gave me a reason to pause. Why don't you want me to look at that? What's the real reason why you don't want me to look at that? Because Monica's looking. One thing that I can say is this past year has been a journey, an absolute journey. And my eyes are open. My eyes are open. I'm paying attention. I'm listening to everything, and I'm scrutinizing everything. And a lot of you say, don't do that. You can get in a bad way, and it's okay. And again, for all the folks that have taken the time to write me these long, detailed, very structured and with scriptures to back up what they're trying to convey to me. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I want to acknowledge that you've taken the time to do that, and I want you to know that I read everything that you send, but I'm also checking everything that you send, and a lot of things that you guys are sending me, especially when it comes to dealing with that little God, Yahweh, Jehovah, um, Jah. There's not a whole lot that you can do to take out that information that's already in here. And the information that I've taken in here resonates 100% here. Again, I always knew something was wrong with that God of the Old Testament. And again, guys, Jehovah's Witnesses, any Christian-based religion, any religion, I keep saying this, any religion, please go back and look. Check and recheck what you believe. And I know a lot of you don't want to look, because if you look, that's like you're betraying your God. You're questioning God. How dare you question God? But again, the truth will stand up to anything. So why not check? I cannot think of anything more important than your spiritual well-being. And I have also, while I'm speaking on this, I have, again, a lot of, still a lot of folks, trying to condemn me, and I'm going to hell, and I'm a sinner, and all kinds of stuff. It's okay. It's okay. I know that those comments are coming from where you guys are. And if you're still in any type of organized religion like I was, you're coming from that indoctrinated, from whatever religious sect that you came from, that indoctrination of what's inbred deep in you comes out in everything that you see, in everything that you hear. You may say that I don't believe that anymore or whatever, but you find yourself going back into trying to make what your belief system is deep inside fit with whatever you're hearing. And if it doesn't fit with whatever you're feeling in here, it's just not going to mix. I can tell you guys from my journey that it has been very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. I've had to, again, like I said, I had to empty my cup of everything that I ever believed. It had to go. It had to go. And then I slowly started reading things again, slowly, and meditating. And what resonated true in my core, it stays. And that's what I've been trying to do over this past year. And because I've been doing that, the end result is where I am today. There are so many unanswered questions for many. Things that I have learned over this past year is mind-blowing. And again, truth seekers, please do your research, because all the information is there. For the ones that are still in, or maybe teetering and toppling in, speaking of that, there's a young lady that reached out, I want to say maybe a week and a half ago. I'll call you Young Lady V. I've sent you a couple of messages. I hope you're okay. Please, anytime that you want to talk, please reach out to me. And there's several other people who have also reached out. If you kind of check the feed, you know who you are. But there's several of us that are thinking about you constantly. So feel free to reach out to any one of us, because we're waiting for you, darling. We're waiting for you. And wow, just before I started this video, there's another video out, another young lady that reached out to me today. This is a little one. She says that she's 12. And if you're watching, sweetheart, and you are 12 years old, my first inclination as a parent, what you doing on this internet thing? Number one, at 12, I would want my 12-year-old monitored in what she's watching. But if you are really 12 and you really are reaching out for help, sweetheart, my heart goes out to you, because I can remember myself at 12 years old. And when my older sister, almost 2 years older than me, not much, she was getting baptized. And my cousin at the time was also getting baptized. And I kind of felt like the odd man out. So I decided, I kind of mentioned that in another video, kind of pressured a little bit, not you better get baptized, but it was kind of like, aren't you going to get baptized too? And it was kind of that kind of pressure. So I got baptized. And because of me getting baptized at 12, it locked me in. It locked me in to be forever one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And I don't know if this is your situation or not. You mentioned that that your mother is one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not sure what your situation is, but that's a hard one, sweetie. That's a hard one, because you are 12 years old, and your mom, your parent, it's their choice, to take you to whatever religion that they are. And again, this is a hard one, because I can totally empathize with you growing up in that organization, and even at 12 years old, knowing inherently in my core that it wasn't for me. And I'm saying this with a very tempered tongue, because I wouldn't want anyone, talking to my 12-year-old, anyone, but I'm only responding to you because you reached out to me. My suggestion would be, darling, is to talk to your mom. Talk to your parent and just pour out your heart and share with them that why you don't believe, and ask yourself those questions. Why don't I believe? What is it that's bothering me? And do your research according to answers that you need, and take that to your mom or your parent and say, Mom, this is a question that I have, and I'm going to jw.org, and I'm trying to get information, and perhaps you'll find, I don't know if your mother allows you to go online. Well, I guess she does, because you're here. But do some research. Do some research about basic things, about Beth Seren, about the Masonic ties. to the organization about even just the tax returns. That's just public information. That's not apostate information. Type in the financial report for the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, and it shows a list of all the stocks that they own and how much stock they own in each thing, and it shows Boeing, and it shows everything. It's public information if people will just look. So maybe that's a way that you can, approach your mom, do some research and say, Mom, I have questions about this. Again, sweetheart, you can ask any question that you like. Another thing that you could possibly do is if you have maybe family that you trust that are not believers, that don't believe in this organization, and someone that you feel close to that's a relative and someone that's safe, go to them and just talk to them about how you feel, because you need to have someone that you can talk to. I understand that. But, keep in mind that is your parent, that's your mother, and you have to respect her. And, don't ever do anything to disrespect your mom. But at the same time, I understand where you're coming from. And that's got to be a really hard situation for you at 12. Again, my advice is to do a little research, have some questions ready, and go to your mom first. Go to her. And then have, another relative that's not of the faiths, another support person to help you get through this. But anyway, darling, I wish you the best. Love and light, so much for you. Anyway, I kind of mentioned at the beginning of the first little clip, what I decided to do is sort of take like a little hiatus. We have like this RV that I'm in now. It's on our property, and what I decided to do is to just kind of disconnect a little bit and just be here alone and do a lot of meditation and get into a lot of reading. Got my sefer here. And this is another thing. A lot of people ask me, where do you get this information from? You're way over here one day and you're way over there one day. And again, guys, let me tell you, this is a journey, and it has been a journey. And for so long, again, being in the Jehovah's Witness faith most of my life, we were discouraged from looking up any information that was anything different from what we were being taught in the organization. We couldn't look anyplace else. So I'm like a kid in a candy store here, looking for information, anything I can get my hands on. And yes, I've gotten my hands on a bunch of stuff that's like, that's some crazy stuff. But I've also got my hands on information that just resonate like, something's here. And I have wonderful friends. Again, my light family. One friend, I'll go ahead and call your name, Mara, got this one for me. It says, you can heal your life. And she even got me the workbook that goes with it. This has been really good for me. I'm still working on it, but it helped me to realize that we allow things to happen to us because we allow things to happen to us. And we sort of have to take control and painting a different reality for ourselves. And I thank Mara for that. And then there's other books too. This is another one that my wonderful, wonderful sister Jamie, I'm working on this too. I have friends who just love me so much. This one is called The Miracle of Mindfulness. This one I need to work on this one really much. But I thank Jamie for this one too. And again, this is a work in progress. Now this one, Susan, thank you, Susan. But this one is called When God Was a Woman. Now, she got this book for me several months ago, and I'm like, okay, thank you. God was a woman. Man, when I read the Sumerian text, guys, and I first read that Enki could possibly be my father some kind of way once removed, and I might be part reptilian, I cried. But there's some truth to that. And I know a lot of people don't believe that, but again, eventually everything will be revealed, and the people who were told that they're crazy will be, oh, y'all were telling the truth, or maybe you weren't so crazy after all. And I hope it's not the truth that our DNA was mixed up with reptilian. I hope that's not the truth, but when I'm looking at all this stuff, there's a possibility that it could be true. Again, yeah. But anyway, so I'm thinking that, and then I started reading this book, and I'm looking at some of the statues and things that's been unearthed. Let me see if I can find some of them for you. Hang on. Can you guys see that? These predate the Sumerian writings. Predate. See if I can find more. Check these out. More. These are goddesses. And it shows that, I'm not going to show that one. And here is more. And check this out too. Look at this. Y'all remember this too, okay? But it shows that they had these goddesses. And there was a creator goddess who created the heavens and the earth. These statues and these writings predate the Sumerian text. So you see, guys, how this journey, this is I am studying. I would have never known any of this if I didn't study. And it's fascinating. And what's fascinating is the things that I'm reading in here, in here, in here, in the Sefer, in the Bible, and even oils, essential oils, and crystals, and incense. All of this stuff is in the Bible. I'm just saying, there's something to all of this. Do you guys not see it? There's something to all of this. And so many different religions and so many different gods, and it's to keep us all swirling and mixed up to the truth of the whole matter, and it is that we are in a fear, guilt, and control matrix. Looking every which way except here. Again, the Christ, Krishna, whoever manifested at that time. The consistent message was what, y'all? Within that inner light. And again, I keep saying again, but a lot of you guys don't know this stuff. But again, if you start researching, there's so much stuff out there that sounds crazy as heck. But when you really, again, empty your cup and listen and compare everything critically, it becomes very, very clear. Number one, that there's a big deception happening. That's the first key for me. For me, that was the key. Discerning that there was something going on there. Something was wrong. And once you start picking it apart, it's like you can't stop. And it's kind of like you get the ribbon and you pull that thread and you keep pull. And before the whole thing comes apart, that's what's happening with me. That's what's happening with me. And for some, it may seem crazy, but it's okay. My journey seems to make a lot of people angry. I mean, so angry to where they attack, again, attack my mental state. I've even had people attack how I look. One recent person made a comment about my nose, how big my nose holes were, and would I please cover my nose? Grow up, little boy. What's wrong with you? Didn't your mama teach you better than that? Maybe whip your behind, little boy. But anyway, I like my nose holes. I am beautifully made. Let me tell you what. Y'all check out my stuff. Yeah. Actually, my daughter saw this, y'all, and she says, Mama, where you going with that hoodoo stick? What is it's my chicken herder stick. And it says, can you see that? It says, I am divine. I am Monica. And the way I like to say that, it says, I am divine. I am sovereign. I am free. I am Monica. And that is the true good news that the Christ came down to share with us. Because again, guys, if you do your research, it'll become painfully clear that this beautiful Bible that we have, I would say in the words of Jeff Daugherty, or is it Daugherty? I forget, Daugherty or Daugherty. I think it's Daugherty. Anyway, he says I like a lot of his sayings. He says the Bible, he says, is about 80% garbage and 20% solid gold. And another YouTuber that I listen to a lot is the Global Witness, Derek Bros. What I like to use of his is those red letters. Those red letters of Christ are so, so important. Wow. Anyway, I could ramble on. I'm dropping names because I'm trying to get you guys to go to YouTube stations that channels that sort of almost mirror what my belief system or what resonates true in me. Not 100%, but a lot of what them say resonates with me. Like we're there. And that, again, that would be Jeff Daugherty, Derek Bros, Jacob Israel. He's a kick. And Naughty Beaver. I hadn't seen Naughty Beaver in a while, so I hope you're okay, brother. But anyway, there's lots of others out there, but those are the that are popping in my head right now. Again, oh, Kim and Mikey, of course, of course, of course. And this young lady, Lady V, and the young little sweet 12-year-old, or anyone. For someone, all the doctrines and things, I grew up in the Jehovah's Witness faith, but I was not very scholarly. I was just in there sitting most of the time, thinking about anything else except about being there. So I did not do a lot of study. The basic doctrines didn't make any sense to me. So when I started checking that out, I sort of checked out after that. So I really didn't get into what they believe, why they believe, and how they do all that. But Kim and Mikey are perfect for that. And there's another one, I think it's X Critical Thinker, XJW Critical Thinker, or something. I'll list them once I figure out how to put their channels at the bottom of the page. I don't know how to do that, but I'm learning. I'm learning, y'all. But anyway, let me get off of here now. There's going to be more videos, and actually I'm going to start doing things on the homestead, because I've had, a couple of people ask for us to start doing things. So when spring comes, of course, there's going to be lots of stuff we're doing on the homestead. But if I do anything in the wintertime, I'll try and do short videos. Richie and I will do that. But anyway, till next time, guys, love and light, be happy, positive energy, and I'll see you next time.